Hi everyone, my name is Lydia Lee Tang, aka Miss Banana Splits, and welcome back to my channel where I talk about all things pole, including technique, choreography, all the things. I don't have an intro yet. Anyway, today's video is specifically breaking down some of my choreo and tips for you for your choreography. I'm gonna look at a few things. I'm gonna look at flow, I'm gonna look at technique, and I'm gonna look at expression / musicality. Let me find this video. I have so many videos on here. I always like to start my choreo with not necessarily a pose, but understanding where are you in relation to the pole. Are you behind the pole? Are you next to the pole? Are you in front of the pole? Is the pole behind you? Which I think are two different things. Being in front of the pole and having the pole behind you are slightly different. You could be in front of the pole and not touching it, or you can have your back leaned up against the pole, and that's really where I start. It's like that ready, set, go moment is where are you in relation to the pole when you start your choreo? I know it seems small, but I think it's an important detail to have when you are choreographing. So I'm starting from the top of this routine. All right, I'm just gonna pause right here. At the very beginning of my choreo, I don't put in the hardest, craziest things right at the beginning of the choreo because you're getting warmed up, right? Whether or not you are dancing it or learning it, or for me, teaching it. This is hard sometimes for pole dancers to find moments that aren't just the most dynamic, crazy trick that you've ever seen in your life, but it's still choreography and dance connected to the pole. That's a challenge to find movement that isn't crazy and super like upside down dynamic, but still connected to the pole and couldn't exist without the pole. So in that first moment, as I am turning, I'm doing a little pirouette and I'm turning backwards. It might seem like you could do that without the pole, but if the pole wasn't there, I would fall actually, because I'm leaning my body weight towards the pole and the hand on the top is what's holding me up, right? So find moments that are smaller, more subtle, nuanced, but still so beautiful to fill out your choreo. We don't want to go from like hit to hit to hit. You want to fill the choreo with other movement and make it just as intentional and make it just as beautiful and just as good. Just because it's not the craziest trick you've ever done doesn't mean it's not a moment that needs to be valued. Okay? Now this moment, as I reach my hand down to the pole, I start to extend that back leg. Simultaneously dropping my hand while I extend the leg. Let me repeat that a few times. Such a simple thing to create even more dynamic to the movement. Both hand and leg are going at the same time. Super simple, super beautiful. Another thing I would challenge you with is find shapes that really work for your body, because not everyone is super flexy, not everyone is super back bendy. You might need to look for shapes and poses that really work for your body. That might take time, and it's okay to keep going back to those things. That's what develops your style. I think we're always looking to like have something new and different and not stick to one thing. But if there's something that you're known for, that's your style, right? I have students who will be like, that's a you routine. Even if they see someone else dancing it, they're like, that has Lydia written all over it. At first I'm like, am I so predictable? But at the same time, I'm like, oh, I guess that's like my signature. That's my style. So find shapes that really work for your body, and it's okay to keep going back to them. So here is where I put in my first like semi-difficult move, right? Because all of your weight comes into your hands and your feet have to be relaxed. It's not quite a spin. I would categorize this more as like a sort of a drop down to the ground. It's not necessarily like a spin, but it does require a little bit of momentum, and that momentum is coming from the right side of your body. Not just the right side of your body, but you coming down. Coming down from the pole gives you momentum as well. So think of it as a spiral. Not only are you turning, you're turning and coming down at the same time. Both of those things are gonna give you momentum. If you try to keep your body up the whole time, you're gonna kill your momentum. Let your body come down to the ground as you spin that right leg around. That's gonna give you the momentum that you need. right? But also notice you're not going too far. You're just going to the other side of the pole. So it's always nice to include some floor work. I actually had a student come and observe one of my classes, and that particular routine, I had no floor work at all. And she was observing the class because she was training to teach as well. And she asked me, oh, so like, how often do you put floor work into your routines? Truthfully, I was like, oh my gosh, like it should be every week, but I didn't for this week. And that's actually what birthed a lot of the movement in this particular routine, is that in my last routine, I didn't have very much floor work at all. So I don't think it has to be every single week or all the time, but I think it's nice to have dynamic and levels and stuff like that. So here's my floor work. That little extension of the leg through is a very simple way when you're a beginner dancer, beginner poler, and you want to do cool things on the floor, but we're not really super flexy or super strong yet. There are things you can do that still look really beautiful. So in this little extension, it's not that hard, but it still looks really effective, right? My weight is in my hands. So my weight is on the floor with my left hand and on the pole with my right hand. So the more weight you can put in your hands, the lighter your feet can be, right? And that's what we want down here, because you're not standing on those feet, you're actually sliding them. So they need to be really, really light. And then here we are getting back up. This little spin right here is almost the opposite of the one that brought us down. You take that left leg and up you go. It's harder, of course, to find momentum when you're going up. Like that's harder, especially on static. But the opening of that left leg is really going to help you get up. But a little detail I want you to look at is how my right foot pushes off the ground. All right, so it's not just the left leg opening up, but the push of the right leg, it has to be simultaneous. If not, it's going to look clunky, right? So as you open up the left side and push off the right side, that's going to help you get momentum. If you have, well, it might help to have some knee pads here, but to get even more momentum for this particular up is to spin on those knees while they're still on the ground. Spin, and then you push up, okay? Again, we're not going too far. This is just to the other side of the pole. So we don't need like a ton of momentum, but enough to get you up to where you want to go. Another thing I want to challenge you with is, where do your spins start and finish? Like, I'm very intentional about where each moment is. Is it behind the pole? Is it in front of the pole? Is it on the left or is it on the right? Or is it northwest, southeast, north, like I have ways to identify where we are around the pole. That's important because, different moves look different from different parts of the pole, right? Different moves look better when seen from the front. Other moves look better when seen from the side. So I think it's important that you know where your move is ending. For example, that little right here, this moment right here, I think looks really beautiful from the side, especially what we're about to do with the reverse body wave. That looks beautiful from the side. If I did that facing the front, you're not going to get the same effect. So I think it's important to note where your moves start and finish. I always tell my students, we're ending this on the right side of the pole. We're ending this on the back of the pole. We're ending this facing the back of the room, stuff like that, okay? So those are important details to think about. Let me keep going. More floor work. I actually put a little bit more than I usually do. So let's talk about this moment here as I take the arms off and I sit to the left side of my butt, all right? Seemingly small, random moment is like sitting down and lying down. Okay, sorry, we had some technical difficulties, but we're back. Where were we? Okay, so I was talking about how simple moments in a routine often get overlooked because we're just waiting for the next pull move, basically. We look so disengaged from move to move. Those are your transitions. Those moments need to be valued as well. So this moment here where I just sit on my butt and go down on my back seems like a nothing move. Like I'm literally just like down, right? But they need to be valued. They need to be taken seriously. They need to be danced with intention. So something that I like to do, particularly with this one, is the sweep of the right leg. The sweep of the right leg feels like the best part of that move to make significant, for it to feel beautiful, right? So I sweep that leg as I let myself come down and the knees come up together. A few little leg waves. I'm just gonna move through some of these moments here. So a lot of these spins and floor thingies, shoulder rolls, etc., when we're still working on them, can feel and look really clunky, all right? And I think it's okay that you haven't perfected a move yet, as long as it looks like it's intentional, as long as it looks like you are still dancing it through instead of like, oops, or that wasn't supposed to happen, or like, so even if the move doesn't feel perfect yet, still dance it like it does feel perfect, okay? So that little sweep around, even the hips coming up there, done with intention, all right? Here's another moment. I'm choosing to stand up from the floor. There's so many things that I could do to pick myself up from the ground. And we've already done some of those in this routine. And I think it's great to have fun, fancy ways to get up from the floor. But sometimes it's nice to balance that out with pretty simple ways to get up from the ground. I'm literally just standing up. I'm standing up, my outside leg, my inside leg, sweep, right? But instead of making it feel like it's a nothing move, I'm gonna spend some time in that lunge. And I'm gonna reach that arm forward as my hips come forward. Same thing, where two parts of the body are moving at the same time in the same direction can really accentuate that movement. And so I take a moment there to really reach and make that a whole other moment, right? Again, not every single moment has to be a dynamic, crazy, exuberant move, all right? Even the sweep, make the sweep intentional. I drag that inside leg around. I feel the toe on the floor dragging. There should be some tension and intention. Oh, tension and intention in that leg as it comes around. And we are finishing it off with a quick little spin. Just a little bit of a behind the scenes as I choreograph stuff is I could have finished my routine like here as we come up. We could have finished there, right? But I like to add on just a little bit more if my class picks up really quickly. Then I have more to give them, right? And if they want to be challenged, they can, but also there's a very happy place where we can finish as well. Notice it's not like a crazy, like dynamic spin. It's soft. I'm just leaning forward. That's important because of the song. When you hear the song, it's not like a crazy, hard-hitting, dynamic, rhythmic song. It's very soft. I really think I have to listen back to it, but I think the only instrumentation is an acoustic guitar. So you have to be mindful of those things, right? So it's a soft, even though I want to include a spin, it's a soft spin, right? Actually, let me hear it. It's just vocals and an acoustic guitar. So there's not a lot going on in the song, right? And of course, the movement wants to accentuate the music, but at the same time, they have to be aligned, right? So all that to say, it's a nice, soft, simple spin. And from here on out, that's where I start. I was done. My routine was done, but my body kept moving. So I allowed my body to just keep moving, and it gave me a whole other part too. So there is a second part to this routine, which I really love. I'm teaching that this week at our studio, Pole Choreo Level 1. I will break down that choreo as well. I've got so much more I want to share with you, but this is basically a really simple, quick, maybe not so quick, but a simple analysis of my choreo and little tips that you can glean from it for your own dancing. So happy dancing, guys. I'll see you soon. If you have any questions, queries, comments, concerns, please let me know. I'm open to feedback, but no hate. Thank you, friends. Have a good day. Talk to you soon. Bye.